Hi there, Gus Alanese with Shovel Creative, and today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite gifts that keep on giving, WordPress plugins.
So I'd like to show you a few of my personal favorite WordPress plugins. To quickly start out, the very first one that I'll show you is a little bit more of a technical side. You will need some WordPress development capabilities, but this is a personal favorite of mine. So that is the custom post type. What custom posts does essentially is it gives you the ability to create new post fields, and it repeats itself within a blog format that is separate altogether from a regular blog, so it doesn't influence it. So essentially I can just go into a custom post type and add a new one, and then we can just call this, movies, and then we can go in, and then all of a sudden it'll just create itself on the left hand side here, and I can go in and add a movie and add in like Top Gun, and then from here we can go in and put in a lot of information about Top Gun, and then what I could do is go ahead and repeat that information in a post type, and again it'll stay separate from blogs. This is one of my most used and favorite plugins, and it's absolutely wonderful. I can't stress enough like how much I use custom post types now, because it keeps things a lot more organized in the back end instead of having to go to posts and creating a new category and then calling this one movies, and then add a new category. Then we'd have to go to post, add a new post, we call it Top Gun, and then we'd have to click under movies in the categories. And what this can do is get a little bit cumbersome, because this can actually start messing with the front end now of the blog. So now instead of having the categories kittens here, and then now you have movies, but let's say that you didn't want people to get this area, they didn't want to see this, and what's going to happen is for every category that's created, it will just keep adding and adding and adding, and otherwise you'd have to do a query post that would delete certain categories, and it can get quite messy. And especially if you have 20, 30, 40, 50 posts here, and it can get a little bit overwhelming. Instead of just going and creating a specific category and it's all kept together here, and it's really clean, and it's my personal favorite WordPress plugin. The second thing I want to show is the fluid responsive slideshow. This is one that I found recently, and it has really saved me, because it's really simple to use, and it is hands down one of the easiest to integrate within your WordPress site. And the best part about it is it's responsive. So if we were to go to the slider page, the slideshow would look like this, and most slideshows are not responsive. They're starting to be a little bit more now, because responsive layouts and websites are becoming, mandatory now. It's so if you were to go in and let's go in for the width, you'll notice that the size of the slider adjusts to the width. So it's basically giving itself 100% width to the the container, and as the container is getting smaller, so is the images inside. It is awesome. I use it for many of our sites, and it's really easy, user-friendly for our clients. So if they want to go in and they want to go ahead and change the the slider type, they can change from minimalist to elegant, and instead of it being a fade, it can be a horizontal slide. And then once I hit that, and this can have it's got a different slide, it's got different buttons. And lastly, the one I want to show you is the easy columns. So this basically creates a grid that is integrated within your WordPress page. Now if we were to have a page that is filled with content, but let's say that you want to have the left hand side to be a bunch of copy, and then the right hand side to be some other information, maybe a map or images and something like that. But the great thing about this is that not only is it easy to use, but it's also doesn't inject code into the WordPress site. So normally if I were to, and this can, again, this is not the way that I suggest doing it, is, you know, creating a div class, you know, let's call it like right side, you know, and then we would have to close it, and then we'd have to do the same thing for the left side, and so I'm just quickly doing this, and then we would have to, you know, style it up so that the left side will just be on the left hand side and the right hand side will be on the right side. And this is not good, because what happens is you cannot see this code when clients are editing this. So let's say they just go in and they X that out and they hit a return and they, you know, paste in some new text. Now this is what happens. You get extra code in here, and sometimes this can actually be deleted, and that is no bueno. And a lot of times that can really screw up your site. So what the easy column does is it allows you to just inject a short code into your page. So essentially all I would do is click this little icon right here. It looks like a little column, but it comes up with all these different grid layouts. It's really, really well, and it's also responsive too, because it works in percentages. So, you know, this would be, instead of, you know, 2/3, it'd be 66% width and 33% width. So let's just use that one. And all I would do was, as simple as this, I will just copy the text that's going to go into the 2/3 column, and then I'm just going to, just to make this a little bit neater so you can see it, I'm going to take the bottom copy and then place it into the 3rd column. And I'm going to paste that in there. And as you can see, here's the opening of the short code, and here is the closing of the short code. Same thing here and here. And then all I'll do is I'll update that, and I will hit refresh. And then now you'll see that 2/3 of the page is now this content, and this side is that side. And it's really, really helpful. Instead of creating, you know, again, code, putting code in there is a definite don't do that. And secondly, it would be kind of a pain for me, not a pain, but it would be just a little bit more time consuming to create a template specifically for this one page when it's really not necessary.
If you like this video, just go ahead and share it with your friends and family with the share buttons below. Until next time. Hi there, Gus Allen. Oh. Hi there. Hi. Gus Allenese here.